CEO and co-founder of the Direct Selling World Alliance. I'm so happy that you're with us tonight. It's going to be some great content for you to share, especially as you're looking at people coming to join your business. Because what's been happening, we're seeing some real great things going on in the direct selling space. And we're going to talk about why now is the time. And I think you're going to be pretty excited about hearing some of this new content. So tonight it's how to make money from everyone changing jobs, because right now people are changing jobs and they're doing it quite frequently, more so than in the past. And, you know, when our parents were around, they got that job and stayed there forever. It's not like that anymore. So things are looking different at this time. So I want to welcome all of you that are direct sellers that are here, and this maybe is your first time, and all of you that are guests to be a part of what we're up to here at DSWA. And we're excited to have you learn and want to continue to learn. So we do one free webinar every single month, and you get to be a part of that. So check it out on the events page. Now is the time. Now is the time for people to look at our profession. Now is the time to run hard and expand your business. Now is the time for people who maybe would have never looked at direct selling in the past that are finally seeing what we're about. So this is the perfect time to start really going and blowing and building your business the best that you can. There's a book that a friend of mine has written that I hope that you'll pick up. I think you can get it on Amazon or almost anywhere. It's called The Ultimate Gig. And it's about the gig economy. The man's name is John Fleming, and he's been a friend for many, many years. And he has done a good job of pointing out what is the ultimate gig. There are lots of people that are out there that are looking for another choice, something else. And, you know, it kind of started with the people doing DoorDash or the people doing Uber or all these other kinds of things. They found out that there's a lot of other ways to make money besides having a job. I just over broke, and where I have to leave my family and make those choices to go do that. So now is the time. Be the person that takes the time to learn how we can take advantage of this as we speak now. By the way, if you are a guest by somebody tonight, just type that into the chat box. I just want to know how many guests. And send it to me directly to Nicki. And I'd like to take a look and see if we've got some guests, because what I would say might be a little bit different than I would if we had all members or all people that are in an existing company. So let's talk about what has changed in the past few years. There's been a lot of changes. Technology has made it simpler. I've got to tell you, when I started in direct selling, I say it was BC. BC stood for before computers. You know, it was before all that technology stuff that we had. It was all face to face, belly to belly. We didn't have cell phones. I mean, it was different. So lots of things have happened over a longer period of time. But just even in the last 2 years, the use of technology has stepped up. As part of that's due to the pandemic, and also part of it is just due to the fact that we've got people that are out there trying to figure out how to build long distance when I can't be face to face with someone. So, and we all are dealing with that right now. I know you are. So let's just take the time to learn this technology and how to use it and how to be the best that we can with that. So technology is something that is different. And Zoom, I think, is a real add-on and an inexpensive way for us to do this. Another tool that comes with the Zoom that you get through DSWA, and you can find that on the benefits page, is an emotional intelligence tool. And it comes with our Zoom package, which is the enterprise level package. But the emotional intelligence tool is, if we're on here together, let's say it's Christy and I are on a call together. And I'm talking to Christy about the business and asking her questions and learning about her. I can push a button at the end, get a report back that says, here's what makes Christy tick. These are words that move her to action. These are words that take her aback. This is the approach that's best with her. That is a fabulous tool for people that aren't really good at reading behavioral styles and learning about people. So lots of new technology to make things simpler. how we can merge things, how we use text, and all of those things all are part of that technology right now. Companies have gotten better with their software. They have better options in the back office where you can pull reports and you can look at things. All that software continues to improve, and it's a more competitive marketplace for the software companies. So we continue to do better in that area. Apps, people are using their telephone to do so much business. So our apps are important for communication through the telephone. Going after specific markets. In America, of course, the Hispanic market is doing very, very well right now. The Chinese market is doing well globally, Canada and around the world. So in the past few years, we've expanded into other countries. We've become better at how to communicate and connect with people that aren't speaking our language. So those are all part of it. So, companies are adapting. They're getting better at everything that they do and the communication with the field. Now, the biggest change that has happened is the pandemic. Because when the pandemic happened, people who had thought for a good part of their life that they were going to have this job and keep it for 25 years and get a fake gold watch had a rude awakening. They didn't get the fake gold watch, they got the boot, and they were let go. And this happened to maybe your husband. It maybe happened to somebody else that you work with every day. But I'll tell you what, a lot of people lost their jobs in the last couple of years. And they found out there wasn't a sure thing. People always thought having a job was a sure thing. You did good, you worked hard, you had that job forever. They thought direct selling was a risk, when in reality, raise your hand if you're going to fire yourself. I don't see any hands up. So my guess is none of you are going to fire yourself. You're going to work and keep yourself in employment and having your own business. So therefore, direct selling is a good choice. And people are figuring this out. Another big change is how much the whole global direct selling world has come out with information to inform the world about our profession. People used to ask all the time, is that one of those pyramid things? And hopefully that is not happening to you anymore, because we've been good enough about getting the word out there to people that they know the difference between a pyramid and a legitimate direct selling company. By the way, the term direct selling includes network marketing, person-to-person sales, and party planning. It includes all three of those. They're all direct selling companies. And I'm going to say something around this, because some of you maybe do get asked, is that one of those pyramid things? And when they say it so funny. Is that one of those pyramid things? So when somebody says that, don't defend yourself. You don't need to defend yourself. I'll give you some verbiage that will be good for you. Thank you so much for asking. They'll go back in their seat. They won't know what to do with it. They'll go, what? She's not going to blow a gasket? No. So thank you so much for asking. Pyramid is actually when there's no product being sold. It's when someone is selling an opportunity to sell an opportunity. And you can see here on our website or from our beautiful catalog what wonderful products we have. We offer products to the consumer. We're not selling the opportunity. Which of these lines interests you the most? Skincare, nutrition, whatever you have in your catalog. You just took their head and went beep, spun it around twice, and they don't go into this defense. And by the way, if you don't catch something, go back to the recording, because you register for this class, you're going to get the recording. Write it down there. So don't feel like you have to capture every word. I promise you, you're going to get the recording. I had a comment in the box, and I do read these periodically. As a microbiologist lab tech, IBO, I knew a pandemic was about to happen. I didn't think it would be in my lifetime. I don't think anybody did. I don't think anybody thought that this would really happen. You knew it could happen, probably could happen, but we just didn't think it would be real. So guess what? It is, and we're dealing with it right now. That has had an effect on our profession. Most companies have seen an upgrowth, an uptake in sales. For some reason, when people are home, they contact people that are happy that they want to be around. So they contact their distributor to order products, or they go online and they order because they can't go out of the house. So every company that pivoted, and that's one thing when you go to pick a company, how well did they do through the pandemic? Because if they did not do well, it's because they didn't pivot. They thought, well, let's just keep doing what we've been doing. And guess what? Just because you kept doing what you've been doing doesn't mean you got what you got in the past, because the world shifted and all of us needed to shift with it. So pandemic was a big change in how we go about doing business. And hopefully your company adjusted, or if you're a guest, that you're looking at companies that are doing well. So who is joining our profession? We just had a microbiologist lab tech say something. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're getting more doctors, more lawyers, more professional people than ever before, more what I call ready now people. Ready now people are people who have owned their own business before, they have good communication skills, they've been in direct selling before, they know what to do. They don't have to start at square one. So those ready now people are looking to us, and they don't want you to hold them back. Sometimes we get a ready now person, we'll say something like, I'll hold your hand every step of the way. I'll hold your hand every step of the way. But when we say, I'll hold your hand every step of the way, they don't want to hold our hand. I'm just telling you, I want that. Okay, we've got someone that's got to mute there, and I'm not quite sure who that is, but I'm going to ask anybody that is not muted to please mute now, and that would be very helpful. Okay, I got a couple here. So they're coming into us because they see an opportunity to take control of their lives. They didn't like what happened when the pandemic came. Either they had to go to work and they felt unsafe, and so they were upset and didn't like that, or they were assigned to being home and you don't get to go to work, and maybe they didn't like that. They didn't like being out with people. So they said, okay, I'm going to take a look at direct selling. And there's some great people out there more so, again, than what we've ever seen in the past. So look for those ready now people. Don't pass them up. You don't know what they may be wanting in their life right now. So talk to them, ask them. You know, in the old days, who would join our profession? Say, you know, anybody that can fog up a mirror can do this. Well, no, just because they can breathe doesn't mean they're good to be here. We've got to stop convincing people to join and engage people to join when they willingly walk through the door. So the people that are joining our profession are wanting to be in this business, and they see the benefits. And I also just want to say this, there are people that come after retirement in their 60s, 70s, 80s that are doing very, very well in the business. There are college students that get out of college and have a big debt and they can't get a job in their career choice. They're coming to direct selling. We have a lot of people coming. The question is, who is inviting them? Is that you, or is that someone else? Because somebody's inviting you. I just want you to think about that a little bit. So, new reasons to join this amazing profession. Choices is one of those reasons. People are looking for more choices. People, now that they got used to working from home, they kind of like it. And they like being with their dog and going for a walk with their dog when they want to, or they like being able to be there for their kids once they didn't have to homeschool them. But they're people that wanted other choices have found out that this is a great place to be. There's always the tax benefits. There's always the great products that you can share with people. There's always meeting new friends. That's always going to be there. The new things that are causing people to join is that they have more choices to live the life they choose. And, you know, DSWA has really listened to this, because what we found out when all these people lost their jobs or changed to a new job, or something happened, or their husband lost the job, the benefits was a big reason why they stayed with those jobs in the past. Now, Carolyn, your hand's up. If you don't want it up, let me know and I won't call on you. but otherwise I'll call him. Okay. So we have started, in fact, this Thursday we have a call. You'll get something this week, an announcement for it, but we're doing a call about some of the new insurance and non-insurance products that we're bringing to the table. Lots of people right now are wanting to do teledoc or things from home, not going out to the office. And the one thing I'm so excited about is our new program that is telebehavior, unlimited usage for ages 13 and older. And by the way, just so you know, between the ages of 13 and 18 in America, over 60% of that age group are getting anxiety and depression. So we know the whole telebehavior program is a home run, but they're looking for ways to get benefits. We also have group insurance of every type. You can find out about that too. And come to that webinar, get on there. You're giving away some free things too, an app with all kinds of health things that you get for just showing up at it. So come to that. So there's a lot of new reasons that people are coming in here. Also the innovation in our products, folks. We are being very innovative in our products and coming out with things before everybody else gets them. And remember, why do people put products in direct selling in this channel? Because most of those products need a story and they won't sell in a store on the shelf. And people aren't going to the store. They're wanting to buy from home. So guess what? We are the answer to that. So more so than ever, people are wanting to take control of their buying power and not being with other people to do that. So that's all part of what this is about. Oh gosh, we got people here from Michigan. Boy, Michigan is big tonight. New York, I'm so glad. Oh, the book title and the author, The Ultimate Gig, and it's John Fleming, John Fleming. Get the book. It's very, very good. So if I missed anything else, type it in the box. And I am going to give you some time at the end of this to ask questions or to be coached around limiting beliefs that you might have regarding this profession. And I didn't really talk about this tonight, but I'm going to say this to you. I would hope that you would be proud to be an independent direct seller. Having pride in your profession is a very, very important aspect here. Having pride in your profession, because you will attract more people when it's not like this little thing I do on the side. Well, you know, I have this little jewelry business that I do on the side just to make a little extra money. My real job is I work at 7-Eleven. Stop talking about that real job. The real job is your real career that you have here in direct selling. It's a real career choice. So it's up to us to edit our vocabulary, folks, so that people get how we feel about our business. We're not going to do it like we used to do it. So we want to attract more people. Here's our chance to attract more people. We want to craft your business around your life and your passions. This is a big reason why people come to direct selling. You know, there's an old saying, people are so busy making a living that they're not creating a life. Ask yourself that question. Have I been too busy trying to make a living that I have not created the life that I want to live with passion? You know, they're finding that people working from home have a lot less illness, stress is much lighter, all those kinds of things. So there's some real benefits to working from home. But guess what, though? You get to craft your business around your life. How many of you purposefully do that? How many of you really think about how can I create the life I want? How can this business work around my family? How can I live with passion every day? Those are some great self-coaching questions for you. Because when you're not thinking about those things, guess what's happening? You're doing the do. You're doing what you think you're supposed to do every day, but you may be missing some real opportunities that are right in front of your face. So support your teams to craft your business. And I say that to people, you get to build your life. You know, your business is around your life. but it's your life first. People that have those JOBs, many of them have lost their passion. They were maybe passionate 20 years ago, but what happened to it? They just get there to retire. Go to your old fart class reunion. I recently did. And there were some oldie moldies in there. And all they want to talk about is retirement. I hate what I do, but I just gotta hang in another year or two. Hang in another year or two. Well, what about instead of hanging in there, enjoying another year or two, having fun for many more years? Because I get to do it how I choose to, not how somebody else tells me. Pretty cool that we have that as part of our lives. So there are people that are out there that are trying to decide, what am I looking for in a company? How do I know if the company is right for me? So for those of you that are already with the company, I want you to take these things that I'm going to talk about and hold your company up to those things, because this is what other people are going to be looking for when they're looking for a company. You know, the second company I was in, I built the first company, and my son had an accident and I needed to care for him. And I decided to do something different. I came back to build that company. I didn't know what questions to ask, because the company before that had already been a 40-year company. So they had stability, they had all that thing. So I didn't know what to ask. And I thought, holy smokes, this is so exciting. It's a brand new company, ground floor opportunity. Well, sometimes the ground floor is below ground. I'm just saying, like, I didn't know they were not financially funded to build with fast growth. They weren't ready. I didn't know to ask them about their MLM attorney to make sure they had everything set up properly. They can't name an MLM attorney, because even party plan, you have to have a network marketing attorney. And you need to be registered in every state and in every country. You can't just go all over the world. You have to be registered in every country. But I didn't know that. And they screwed up and the company went away. And I had built a very large team. My fault for not being prepared. I don't want that to happen to you, your family, your friends, or people that are on your team. So it's important that you listen to these next items that I'm going to share with you right now. So the first one I'm going to talk about is longevity. How do you pick the company? You can pick a new company. Yes, it is a ground floor, but things happen with the ground floor opportunity. They don't have everything in place. They don't have all the training in place. They maybe have operations challenges. Yes, you're going to make money if you stick it out, but you got to have patience, because it's not going to be perfect. And hopefully that they're good communicators, because if they're listening to you, they'll make the adjustments. If they're not good communicators, they just want to run the show and tell you what to do. So longevity is an important thing in a company if you are looking for somewhat stability and not rolling the dice. Okay, that they're well capitalized. You know, that's a tough question to ask an executive. How are you capitalized? What are your plans for financial as you grow this business? How are you going to handle that financially? Yep, they could lie to you, but at least that would tell you something too. If they're going to lie to you and you have any indication that they're not paying their commissions on time or something like that, you're learning something about them. All this is going to give you insight into the company. That they have a unique product or service, something that is unique or different. Many companies have started with just one product. It's okay. They can add over time. If that one product is unique and it's good, it works, that's okay. But they've got to have something that's not a me too, because for some reason, everybody kind of thinks, well, it's another wellness product. Well, what's unique about it? That's a question to ask that sponsor. What is unique about that product? And again, you don't have to grab all these. You can grab them out of the recording. To me, a big thing in picking a company is the leadership of that company. Who are those people? I'd go online and look them up, see if they have a history, see if they have lawsuits, see if they have junk in the trunk, bad stuff. And along with that, do they have people on their executive team that have experience in our profession? Because guess what? If they don't understand how we think, they're going to make bad strategic errors. That's actually why I started going on board of directors, because people bring on people onto the board of directors from Johnson & Johnson and L'Oreal and all these companies, but they don't understand you, the independent direct seller. So I thought there's got to be somebody on that board that at least gets how you think. So that leadership is important. Can you communicate with that leader? Do they have an ego that's so large that they can't get their head through the door? All of that is something to look at. So leadership, there's another one. Do they have a plan for their next product or service? What's coming out next? So you keep excitement, you keep things rolling. Is the product or service trendy or a fad? Or is it something that can last for a long time? Here's another important one. Can you generate immediate income and create wealth over time? Because if people don't make money kind of quickly, they lose interest. So you got to have something to make immediate income and create the wealth over time, because they'll stick with it. The longevity is important. Another important thing is, how do they use technology? Do they have an app? Do they have a good, effective back office? Do they have a learning management system, a training system? Do they train their people so they know what to do? Otherwise, all the training is up to the leader. And then you're trying to take care of everybody. It's not an easy thing. Always find out how committed the sponsor is to you. Because part of this company is who brings you in. And if it's all about them, I was in a coffee shop and I was listening. If you ever see me in there, I do listen, because I learn all the things of what not to do. But so it's not really eavesdropping, it's practice, I guess I would say. Anyway, this person is in there and they go, how did they word it? Now, if you get signed up today, then I win the trip. Who's that about? If that sponsor has the light on them and this is all about me and what I get out of this, and it is not on you, the new potential new team member, that's danger, because that gives you a clue as to what it's going to look like in the future. So is the sponsor committed to you? Is there a way to build the business part-time and work into full-time? Some companies, the people who are full-time are the ones that make money and nobody else makes any money. So you got to make sure that you can make an income, whatever that amount is to you, as a part-time career. And that could be part-time around your family. So maybe right now you've got little ones or twins or something. I have my nephew has 4 children under the age of 4, and it's a little frightening. So his wife is at home now, so that when she gets ready to go back, she wants to do something part-time so that she can work and do something full-time in the future. So that is another thought. How about this one? Is it fun? Does the company make it fun? Can I be in my joy zone with this company? Or does this feel like a torture chamber? Does this feel like it's all so serious? Does the company have incentive trips? Do they have opportunities to learn new things? Do they offer courses? Well, how can you have more fun with people? And right now, some people, it's not fun, they think, to be on Zoom. Okay, well, we better get over it, because Zoom is here to stay and we're going to all be on this virtual stuff for a while. So the company has to find a way to make it fun too. All of us, the opportunity to select the right company for you may not be right for me. The question is it right for you? So take all those points, 11 or so, and now compare your company to those and see how you're doing. And if it's not doing what you want it to do, then you got to have a conversation with someone at the company about what's bothering you, or start first with your upline and see if that person can go to the company. Because if they don't hear from anybody, that doesn't mean you're complaining. You're coming with solutions. They'll hear things with ideas around solutions. But somebody's got to say something, or the company's wandering around in the dark. We want quality companies in our profession. We want good opportunities. And all the things I just talked about will support you in selecting that right company, or knowing how much time and effort to put into the company. What are their policies and procedures? What is their compensation plan? And almost every company has the right to change a compensation plan at will. Now, if it was me, I would ask a company before coming into it, if you do have an adjustment in your compensation plan, how do you present that to the field? And if they don't, say, we first have a task force, or we have a leaders group come together and talk through that. We do studies on other companies. If they go, well, we just aren't making enough money, so we need to increase it. That's going to tell you something. We need to increase what we get out of it, not what you get. See, I've said this for 100 years. Everybody do this with me. Put your hands together like this and just move your hands out in front of you. And say this with me. The river of life is smooth, when everything we do is for the good of all. It's for the good of all. The river of life is smooth when everything that we do is for the good of all. This is not win-lose. Company wins, you lose. No, it is win, 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 win. Win for the company, because if the company is not having a win, they're not going to be here. Win for the field. Win for the customers. Win for the direct selling profession as a whole. We want as many wins as we can have in there. Win, lose, somebody's losing, and that's not good for anybody. So questions or thoughts about how to pick a company, or if you need me to repeat something, type it into the box or speak up now. You can unmute yourself. Okay, I'm moving along. So what's next for you, and what's next for our profession? Let's start with what's next for you. Take all the tools that you have. Take all the learning experiences that you can get. Grow into your leadership. Become a leader of leaders. Develop your skills. Communicate well with your company. Communicate well with your team. And you'll have a winner on you. But the biggest thing is you got to go to work. People say direct selling doesn't work. I wonder, did you? So you got to go to work. This is not get rich quick. This is create wealth over time. So that means dedicating time to building your business. The IPAs, the income producing activities, you are dedicating time to that. What's next is continue to grow. Because guess what? As soon as you stop growing, you stop going, and you're stuck. And that's not a good thing. Now let's talk about what's next for our profession. I believe our profession is going to continue to bring innovative products to our world. I do consulting work for great big investment capital firms. There's firms that just work with investment capital people. And I do work with those kinds of companies and answer questions for them because they're thinking about coming into business and they don't know what they're doing yet. None of us know what we don't know, so it's very good. But a lot of them are asking, what product has not been brought to the marketplace or service? What could be unique and different that could last and take off in this business? So a company must have a plan to grow and develop new and exciting products. Okay. What's next for the company? Getting a handle on all of the compliance things. We have people that are out there saying this little glass of water will cure cancer. Well, that puts all of us in jeopardy and hurts every one of us. So what's next for the company is to make sure that compliance is being handled effectively, and some people are going to have to be made an example of. Also, what's next for companies, and for you too, is to stop cross-recruiting people. People are happy where they are. Let them be happy where they are. Go find people that haven't been in the business yet. There's a lot of them out there. So companies don't reach over and try and grab somebody from a different company. And same thing as you as a leader. Let people do what they choose to do. If they're looking, that's a different thing. Or if they said, I've left this company, that's a different thing. But if they're actively working a business and you're trying to recruit them, that hurts all of us. So What else is next for all of the companies that are out there? They're going to communicate more effectively and more often. I talk to every company that we work with about communication with the field and communication with prospects. And part of that is communicate what your culture is. Be aware of what your culture is. And you as a leader, what is your culture? You're developing a culture within your company. So get that in alignment with what brings you joy. You know, I look at the lady in this picture standing up on that rock. I don't know that I'd be there. I don't know what's on the other side of that rock, but she's standing there with the whole world in front of her. A world of possibilities. What I love about that is that's what our business does. It opens up our lives to a world of possibilities. Possibilities of new products, possibilities of more income, possibilities of more friends, possibilities of us gaining new skills, more confidence, a lot of possibilities. I'm going to ask you just for a second, close your eyes, put your hands out to the side, and I want you to see yourself on top of this mountain. And you're looking out into the world of possibilities, and you're going to own it. You own it. Open your eyes. And after this webinar is over, it's to write down, what are you going to do differently? What are your next steps to grow your business or to find a business? Because some of you are guests. What is your next step? Some of you have come to this call, and you've come to this call thinking, okay, I'm here because I want to know, is my company the right company? Some of you have come because you want ideas with how to support people that are looking at the business. You all came for a different reason. You came from Australia, from Canada, US, came from a lot of different places in the world. And you think the grass is greener next door. Sometimes they got the same burnt grass on the ground. So I'm going to add this in there. Hopping from company to company to company to company. You might learn some things, but you also might be spinning your wheels. I'd rather have you find a good company, stay the course, and learn and grow so that you can go, and you can go long term. Now, before I move on, I'm going to see, anybody have questions, comments, or thoughts that you would like to throw out there now, or something that maybe you've been thinking about but you're not sure is right for you, or you're not sure what to do with it? Please speak up. This is your free chance to do this. Maybe you have limiting beliefs around sponsoring. Some people don't even have pride in their profession. They don't think that they don't feel good. Yes, Christy, can you unmute yourself, please? Thank you for waving.
Okay, so there's something that caught my attention, and it was talking about the Ready Now people. And, you know, it's been something that's been talked about in like the direct sales business that I'm in as well too. And I hear that all over, just like the Ready Now people. So I don't know if this sounds really naive, but my question is, where are the Ready Now people? Where do you find them? Because everyone is like, they're everywhere. Well, I just want 5 places to look.
And so where do you believe professional people go?
See, like my regular response, and I think maybe that's where I'm at, is because like my regular response would be is that I found like professional people doing lunches and different things like that. And sometimes with COVID, that's kind of not as much. People are doing like the DoorDash and, you know, those types of things. Not all the time, but, you know, and yeah, I saw that on like LinkedIn, like, you know, those types of things. So I think maybe that's a really great thing, is because maybe I don't know the answer with the change of COVID hitting and how we have adjusted.
Very good for you, Christy. How many virtual networking groups are out there? Does anybody know?
20 million?
Probably. They're everywhere. And I'm going to give you one that I know is very, very effective, and it's free. And a friend of mine, his name is Edwin, started this company, and it's called the Happy Neighborhood Project. Happy Neighborhood Project. And they have them all over the world, and it's all virtual. And you can learn a lot about networking by being in that group. And put me down as a reference. I don't make any money. I don't get anything, but Edwin's my friend. I wanted to know I care about him and what he's doing. And the fact that he's doing this for free is pretty amazing. So you go on there and you get to do, go last. When you go into breakout sessions, go last. Don't be the first one because you won't know how they go about it. But you get like 2 minutes, and you might give a little bit about yourself and say, here are ways I could support you. Those of you that are in my little breakout session here, there are some ways that I could support you. But it's not for you to go on and on about yourself. It's really networking. And I'm telling you, it is. I know almost everybody I've sent there has gotten business from this. And they've gotten connections from this. It's looking in places you didn't look before. Looking in places that you didn't look before. Ready now, people, who do you know from your past who previously had a job that may not have that job right now? Who do you know from your church that you think is a sharp person that maybe their life is different? Just call and check in with you. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. What's different in your life? You'll get a hint as to whether something is really different or not. Some people don't want to call up and say, hey, Christy, I lost my job and I'm desperate right now. Do you have any ideas? They don't want to do that. When you call because you care, they may tell you some things and you'll find out, hey, they are ready. Or their unemployment is running out. Or they never, like here in Hawaii, people didn't even get their unemployment for 7 months. Some of them didn't get a dime. So you don't know people's circumstances. But if you think that person is the person of integrity, you think maybe they have a good work ethic, you think that maybe they're they're low maintenance people, easy to get along with. Any of the qualities that you're looking for in people, that would be something to say, where are they now? What are they doing now? Does that make sense to you, Christy?
That was so beautiful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And so what I was doing with Christy was a combination coaching. I had some good coaching questions for you, and also training. And just so you know this, if all you do is train, average retention and application of what you said is 22% if you're a very good trainer. When you combine coaching with training, average retention and application is 88%. Huge difference. Carolyn, would you like to unmute yourself? Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.
Carolyn, can you unmute yourself? Otherwise, I'm open for the next person. She may not know her hand is up. Something that has come up for you or that you've thought about, and thank you, Carolyn, for sharing LinkedIn, because I believe that too. That's where professional people go, and you got to get good at how to figure it out. I mean, I got thousands of people in my LinkedIn group, and I'm just now learning how to farm and work with those people. But almost all my international business has come from LinkedIn. Stacy, you had your hand up for a minute. Did you want to ask something?
Hey, Nikki. I was wondering what other stats you had about people who work from home versus working from
going into the office or something, because your sound is a little bit off. I don't know. Is it off with other people? Is your sound off? Or is it just me? Okay, your sound is off. So I'm having a hard time. If you want to type it into the box, Stacy, that will help. So I know you're asking for statistics, and there are lots of statistics. I'm going to mute you because I can't hear you. There, I had to mute you. Sorry, Stacy. Oh, maybe it's somebody else. I don't know if it's somebody else.
No, it is coming from her. It's just that's how bad its backlog, like the backlog is.
Okay. Well, anyway, so there are some statistics. If you go in that gig economy book has a lot of good, and it's a brand new book, just out, has some good statistics. Also, DSA.org, and you can do DSA.org for the US, DSA.org .au for Australia. So you can get that information from somewhere. Oh gosh, I feel bad that I can't stop it. I muted her, but it's still going. Anyway, it sounds like somebody's playing the piano. So can you tell us more of those benefits you've heard that working from home has offered people besides less illness? Oh, thank you for asking that. That was Stacy. She wrote it in. I got it. Okay, so some of the benefits from working at home, yeah, like I say, less illness, better life, work, living in harmony definitely is a part of that. They have more harmony in their life because they're working from home. They are more focused if they learn how to focus. Because what happens with people is they hear the dryer buzzer and they think they need to go rescue the clothes. No, nobody died of a wrinkle. Everybody will be fine. We'll get through that. So it is learning how to have office hours and how to stay focused, having specific time that you work your business and specific time that you're with your family. So benefit is harmony, much more harmony in life. Other benefits is less eating out, clothing, I have on shorts. I live in Hawaii. I got shorts down here. I don't have on slacks and dress shoes and pantyhose and all that. I just put on a nice jacket. All you see is here. Anyway, so you're not spending as much. So you're more conscious of the choices you make financially. The events that you have with people, the quality is better because it's only you and I on Zoom or you and I on the phone. So people make very good connections from this. So some of those are the benefits that I see from working from home. Anybody have another one? Type it in the box because you're probably smarter than I am about that. And you've got something really good. Because I always look for the benefits. I don't look for the problems. I look for the benefits. The problems are going to be there anyway. So then it comes down to how am I going to deal with that? How can I handle that situation more effectively? So anybody else? Heidi, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for joining us. So anybody else with a question or a comment or thought or something that you want to explore further, or if you'd like to role play with something, because we want you to have a solid business. We want you to not worry financially anymore. We want you to have more joy in the journey and not be the person that is just feeling like you're tortured working 24/7. That's not what this is about. From working from peace. Even if you've got family and dogs and everything else, there's some place in that home that you can get away by yourself so you can find peace. Or you can go outside and look at the beautiful weather. There's peace. So anybody else? Or I move on. Okay. Oh, I put my slides in. Just got a couple last minute slides here to share. So, upcoming events. We have the Coach Approach for Sales and Service. This is a very reasonably priced coaching school. It's a way to dip your toe in the water. And it's geared on having greater sales and or service. That's where you find the information is on the dswa.org events page. Go read about it. It's coming up in September. When is it coming up? In September. So it's just around the corner, and you can make time payments on it too. So it's a great class to attend to get started on the coaching journey. I can't tell you the importance of really getting good at your coaching. That's one of the key elements of being a successful leader in this business. And for our profession, we are teaching people true coaching, whereas sometimes out there in the business world, they teach management, and it's different. We teach leadership, and one of the skills in leadership is coaching. So that's one of the upcoming events that you want to get to. And here's how to connect with our community. If you're not a part of our community, please check with that. If you haven't been getting things from us, then you want to write to membership at dswa.org membership and just say we might have a bad email address or I changed my email or something. because we're trying to get everybody updated with all these things. This Thursday night, come to that call to learn about some of these new benefits that we're offering. I think it'll make a big difference for you, and you'll get some great free gifts. So anybody else, questions, comments, or thoughts? Something you just want to be coached around. Resources again, the ultimate gig, the gig economy, the DSAs, the Build a Big books. Our books have a lot of things about the profession. Those things will be there and good for you to find. Google direct selling and see what comes up. Just go out and start being a student about our profession. And that's what I call it. I don't call this an industry. You are a part of the direct selling profession because you are professional people who have chosen a career in direct selling. That's a way to keep feeling pride in your choice. There are always going to be people who don't get us. They're family members that sometimes just don't get us. And when they don't get us, what basically happens is they try to tell you why it won't work. And they don't know how committed you are. So don't cave into those people that don't understand what you're doing. And don't feel you need to defend your choice. Be proud of your choice and watch what happens. So anything else? Because I'm all yours. Come on, speak up. You know, I came from a big family. It was a rare occasion when my mom said, speak up or forever hold your peace. Well, I was holding my peace for most of my life because they were all just speaking up all the time. So I don't want that to happen to you. So speak up or forever hold your peace. Okay, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. I hope you got some things. What were your biggest takeaways? Anybody willing to share? Put in the chat box your biggest takeaway from tonight. What was it? Work in balance with your family and other interests. Very true. And the reason I call it harmony, living in harmony versus balance, because balance is like hard. It isn't easy. Just like juggling isn't easy. Harmony is like a song. And it's beautiful, but what instrument you put in. Anybody else? What was your aha or your takeaway from tonight? Did anybody compare their company to those things that I talked about of what to look for in a company? That's kind of an aha for people right there. Look at places I didn't know or look at before. You didn't know where to go to find new people. Who else is out there? This is what we are working on here. This is what we're working on here. Very true. Anything else? I think I answered every question that was here. And Sydney, I pray that you get out of lockdown and life gets back to normal. I know that has been tough on all of you. And I know several companies had conventions that I was planning on being at that are backing down now because of COVID. So we're all going to get good at these hybrids. That's what it's going to take. I'm adjusting my verbiage. Profession. Good for you. Good for you. I loved the what to look for because you really showed me that the company I am in Sydney ticked all of your 11 points. Good for you, Kylie. That's exciting. That's a good thing. And you have good people in your business. You have good people. So Carolyn, you're very welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Well, that's it for tonight, folks. You take care. Have a blessed day. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Aloha.